Okay, so we welcome everyone. Good evening. Welcome to the first live section of the Digital Educator course. We are very excited to start this journey with you, and Molly and I will be facilitating this section with you today. So Molly, would you like to begin by introducing yourself?
Sure, why not, Fatima? Good evening, everybody, and a very warm welcome to everybody. As Fatima had said, we are really, really excited to be with you this evening. My name is Molly Ramlachan, and I hail from the beautiful city of Durban in South Africa. And in terms of my work, I'm an education consultant with the British Council. My scope of work is quite broad in terms of policy dialogue, conferencing, content speaking, moderating. I'm a leadership coach and a mentor as well. I do some work in content creation, and I work with curriculum development as well. And I'm also a master trainer for the United Nations. So that's me.
Thank you so much, Molly. You're welcome. So very quickly, my name is Fatima Oyebode. So I'm a teacher, an ICT teacher. I'm a teacher trainer. I'm also an ebook publisher and also a master trainer with UNESCO MGIEP. So I'm a Nigerian as well. So very quickly, before we move on, I would like to share the norms for today's section. So the norms for today's section are as follows. Number one, you are expected to be curious and participate actively in this section. Your microphone should be on mute, except when you want to contribute verbally. Then your camera should be switched on, except when you have to choose between a low bandwidth, when you have to choose between your audio or your video. Then you're expected to pack your questions in the chat box. And lastly, use the raise hand feature on Zoom anytime you want to make a contribution. So I guess we are all clear with the norms for today. So moving on now to the next slide. We'll be talking briefly about the institutes. Yes, so the Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Education for Peace and Sustainable Development is based in New Delhi, India, and established also with the support of the government of India. But the institute does not only work in India, but around the world, though its physical office is based in New Delhi. So UNESCO has about 9 Category 1 institutes around the world, and UNESCO MGIP is one of them, the first in Asia Pacific region. And the institute also focuses on SDG 4.7, which focuses on education to foster peaceful and sustainable societies around the world. And our core vision is to employ a whole brain approach to education to foster peace and sustainable societies around the world. So we also mainstream CEL in education systems. So the CEL there means social emotional learning. Then we also innovate digital pedagogies and also empower youths as global citizens. So with that, I'm going to hand over to you, Molly.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So now that you know who we are, let us get to know you a little bit better. So what I would like you to do is Fatima is going to put a Padlet link in the chat box, and it will open up a Padlet wall. What I would like you to do is to tell us your name, tell us how are you feeling right now, and then if you could pursue a profession different from the one that you are currently doing, what would you choose? And why would you choose that? So that is your task.
Okay, the link is coming to the chat box.
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing so I can open up that.
So are you going to show us how to use the Padlets?
Yes, I'm just going to open up that my Padlet.
Okay.
Give me a minute for that. Okay, Fatima, there's some people.
Okay, I've admitted them already. I think they are just struggling with the network.
Oh,
Yeah, I've admitted them. Okay.
just a minute.
Have you opened the Padlets now?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you, okay. Are you sharing your screen now?
I'm going to do that in just, okay, can you see that? I'm going to share my screen. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Can you see the screen now?
Yeah, it's
Right,
it's
great.
yeah.
Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to click on this plus sign at the bottom. And then right here, you can see pick a location. Okay, so I'm going to type in, I'm from Durban. And Durban, South Africa. There we go, Durban, South Africa. And then I want to write something. Oh, my name is Molly. I'm really excited to be here. And I would like to pursue a career in neuroscience. And the reason for that is I love the brain. Right. And after I've typed in that, I can just click here on publish. And then not only would you know where I am, there you can see the pin has dropped there, and there you got my comments. So over to you.
Okay, I hope the instruction is clear for everyone. So
yes.
If you are having problems with the Padlets, please
So
put
just
it
click
in
on
the
the plus sign here and enter.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess this activity is for everyone. Okay.
We're looking forward to your responses.
Okay.
And there's the instructions here, your name, how are you feeling? And if you could pursue a profession different from the current one, what would you choose and why?
Okay. All right. Okay, if anyone is having problem accessing the Padlets, you can put it in the chat box. If you can't access the Padlets. Okay, somebody is complaining about the sound.
Okay, thank you, Fatima, for placing that link in again.
Yeah.
So just click on that link and you should come to the Padlet wall.
Okay.
Or Fatima, you can give them the code as well.
Okay.
They can use the code as well. They can go to www.mentee.com. Oh, I can see some entries coming in. Maguke.
Okay.
Wonderful.
So that means it's working.
It is working, yes.
Okay, somebody's
Somebody's got a raised hand.
that
Fatima, you want to attend to that person? Yeah.
Okay, let me ask again. Can everyone hear me? If you can't hear me, please put it in the chat box if you can't hear my voice. Some people are complaining.
Some people are complaining about no sound.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Give me
I
a
can
thumbs up
hear
if you
you.
can hear me.
Yes, I can. I can hear you clearly.
Okay.
I can hear you clearly. Can you hear me as well? Okay, somebody
Okay, we've
is
got some people
complaining
from
here.
Kenya. So just click on the plus sign here at the bottom.
Okay.
I can't yell.
Sorry.
Log in. Okay, let me just respond. Somebody's complaining about the voice. Log in, log out. So, Molly, in the chat, but
Okay,
somebody
yes.
also
Step to join the Padlet. So
Yes.
can you just give the link again? They can hear now. Just give them the link
Okay.
again. We'll just give it a few minutes before we move on. Just give the link again.
All right, all right.
Yeah.
I'll post that now. And somebody also requested that it should show them how to use the Padlet.
Yes, I'm going to do that.
Yeah. So you can go ahead, Molly, to explain.
Okay. Just admit. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, on the bottom right-hand side corner of your screen, you will see a plus sign. I want you to click on that. Okay. Then, can you see it says pick a location? Here, I am in Durban, South Africa. It pops up, so I click on Durban, South Africa, and then I write my name as I'm explaining now, and I am feeling really excited. And then I want to pursue a career in neuroscience because I just simply love the brain and how it works. And then I click on publish.
Yeah, I think some.
Yes, I've gotten some responses. Lagos, Gauteng, Durban. So tell us how you're feeling as well.
Okay. Good.
If you're really struggling, you can put it on the. Can you give me the code as well? We can give them the code so they can go to www.menti.com and enter the code, and they will still be able to access the Padlets.
Okay. But I don't have any code here, Molly, for the Padlet.
All right, that's fine.
It's just the link.
Okay. I've got the code. I'll put it in. Oh, sorry, there's no code. There's just a link. I'm thinking about the Mentimeter. My apologies.
Okay.
Okay. I'm excellent. Okay. Coaching. That's interesting. Okay. A lot of people from Kenya as well. Great. And what careers? Besides coaching, what other careers would you like to choose?
Okay.
Give us a thumbs up if you can hear us.
Okay, I think some people can hear, some people can't hear.
Yeah, so maybe it's the devices and where they are in terms of connectivity.
Yes.
These are issues with online and live sessions. We will expect that. Okay.
Okay, some people can hear us very, very clearly.
Yeah. Okay,
Some
thumbs
people
up,
are
please.
struggling.
Oh, digital teacher, great. Okay, can I stop sharing that? So I'd just like to ask a question, and you can put it in the chat box. Why do you think we chose to use the Padlet for this activity? Can you just put that in the chat box? Why did we use the Padlet? You can unmute and tell us as well. Okay,
Are you seeing responses from the chat box?
I'm looking at the chat box right now. Yeah, why Padlet? What are the benefits of using a Padlet? Okay, so there are many reasons to use the Padlet. First of all, the Padlet, what you can see that people are from different parts of the world, right? You can see people from Kenya, you can see people from Lagos, Nigeria, different parts of Nigeria, and you've got a visual representation of where people actually are coming from. Secondly, it is very collaborative. That means everybody can participate at the same time. So it's a very collaborative space. Also, Padlet becomes a resource. So if you are struggling now to access the Padlet, once you have the link, you can always access the Padlet. So it becomes a resource where you can go later. So asynchronously, it's a difficult word to say. You can access that at any time and you can go and put in your thoughts. So it becomes a resource that really goes beyond time, Fatima. Would you agree?
Yes, very
Yes.
well.
And yes. And also on the Padlet, if you like what people are saying, you can comment on it. You can press like, and so that is why the Padlet is used in a very purposeful way. Okay, it enhances the learning. So I'll pause there, and I'm just going to stop sharing. Okay, but please try to access the Padlet so that you can go on as well.
Yes.
And
Molly, would you like to read the answer in the chat box? Some people already answered in the question
sure.
in the chat. Yeah. Like I can see responses from
Yeah.
Okay, somebody said I'm finding it difficult to link the Padlets because I'm using my handsets.
Okay, it's best to access via computer. You can do it on your handset, but it makes it a bit more difficult. There you have the link once again, and feel free to go and access it and to put in your comments and your responses. We will go in later and check it.
Yeah.
So in the interest of time, let us move on.
Yeah.
So here is the session plan for today, which we are looking forward to. So first of all, it was about getting to know each other, which we have just did. We're getting to know you, you're getting to know us, and we're going to get to know you better. Then what we're going to do is we're going to indulge ourselves in what is called meaning making. So what are we going to be making meaning of? The first thing we're going to be making meaning of is learner variability. What does this really mean? And why is it important? Then we do a deep dive into digital pedagogy. What is digital pedagogy? Learner variability is a term, but digital pedagogy is a concept which needs to be unpacked. We need to understand what it really means. Also, we need to dispel some myths about what people think digital pedagogy really is. And we're going to do a deep dive into that. Then, after that, we will give you an introduction to the course. We will show you the different quests that you will go through on your learning journey on the famous space. So you get a global picture of what the whole course looks like in terms of its content. Then finally, you will get technical support in terms of joining famous space. In addition to that, you will understand how famous space works, and you will also get the ability or an opportunity to make yourself more familiar with the space. So that is our session plan for today. So let us know how you're feeling by clicking on a reaction and clicking on an emoji to tell us how you are feeling at this moment. So go to your reactions, give me a thumbs up, give me a heart, thumbs down. just how you're feeling in terms of emoji. Let's see that.
I can see somebody raising a hand. I don't know if she wants to talk.
Yes. I see you, Ajula Bola. Go ahead. You want to say something? Go ahead.
Okay.
You can unmute and speak.
Okay, I guess that's
Oh, I'm getting some thumbs up and hearts. Perfect. Thank you very much. Halala. So halala in isiZulu in my country means congratulations. So and also it means more than one thing. We are very excited. Okay, so let us move on then. So moving on to our part of our session plan, which we talked about was learner variability. So I want us to just pause for a moment. And I want you to think about the learners in your class. And as you reflect on them, ask yourself, are your learners different from each other? And when I say different from each other, yes, we know in terms of physical appearance, they are different. Some are short, some are tall. We're not talking about their physical appearance. For example, Fatima is from Nigeria. I am from South Africa. So how might we be different? So if the learners in your class are different, what we would like to know is in what ways are they different? So once again, you're going to get an opportunity now to use the Padlet once again, and Fatima will place the link for the Padlet. I'm just going to admit somebody, and on the chat box, I want you to access the Padlet wall, and once again, I want you to tell us if the learners in your class are different, in what ways are they different? Okay, so while you think about that and access the Padlet wall, I am going to stop sharing. I'm going to stop sharing, and then I will open up the next one.
Thank you, Molly. So the link has been placed in the chat box already. So, and maybe would you like to show us how to use this Padlet?
Okay. Just give me a second, please.
But once you are able to just click on the link in your chat box and let us know if you are able to access this Padlet once again, please. And if you are struggling with it as well, please let us know if you are struggling with it too. So, have you opened it at your end, Molly?
Yeah.
Okay,
There we
I can
go.
see people there already. Okay.
Yeah, people are there. So once again, I'm going to show you
Yes.
the learners in my class. Are they different and how? Oh, yes. So we're going to click here and you can write something here. Okay. And once you write your comments, you just click on the publish and it will appear. Yes, they are different in terms of levels of understanding, on concept, speed, understanding, background. Some have disabilities while some are fast learners. Fantastic. Great. We look forward to hearing more. So I'm gonna click on this because I like that response. So I clicked on it and there you can see a heart. So we can add a comment or we can like. So that's an additional feature of Padlet which we would encourage you to use as well. Yes, the learners are different abilities, backgrounds, strengths, understanding amongst each other. Well done. Halala. There's some are slow learners, some are fast learners. They easily grasp everything, but some need further explanation. That means they need more support. Fantastic. Okay, they are different in terms of their socioeconomic backgrounds. Absolutely. Great. So we're getting some lovely responses here. They're different in terms of their learning abilities and styles. Fantastic. Yes. In terms of their talents. Wow. Fatima, we're getting some brilliant responses.
Exactly.
Great. So
amazing.
can I encourage you to continue? And I also want you to read each other's comments as well, please.
Yeah.
Okay? Read each other's comments, and then you can add to the comments. Learners are different. Okay, I can write there. What do you mean by slow? Okay, so once again, this is a resource. The link is there. You can access it at any time. So please go ahead. Thank you for so actively participating. The responses are really great. What do you think, Fatima?
Yeah, this is awesome response. I can see that our participants are they are digital natives. They are finding it very easy to access the link. So I think they are comfortable with this technology.
Yes. That's the thing about technology. As we use it, we get more comfortable and more confident.
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you very, very much. So so we spoke about learner variability, and you so rightly pointed out they have different styles. Some people said they have different strengths, they have different backgrounds, socioeconomic background, and all of these points are absolutely valid. If you have to analyze what you said, they will fall in one of these categories, meaning learners are different in terms of their support and needs. Some learners may have a barrier to learning. Learners may be different in terms of their background, as you pointed out. Fatima is from Nigeria, I'm from South Africa. We have different experiences, right? So we bring these experiences to the class that impacts our learning, that we can impact the learning of others. People have different preferences, different interests. Some children like to experiment. Some children like more artistic expression. They have different strengths and abilities in terms of leadership qualities. So all of this is called learner variability. And it is absolutely important. And why is it important? Each learner is as unique as their thumbprint. Then surely, when we are designing our learning programs, surely we need to take this learner variability into consideration in order to design our learning for the different needs that you pointed out, different strengths, different abilities. So we need to design our learning to cater for this learner variability. So this is the reason why an understanding of learner variability is so important. So thank you for your lovely points that you raised. In fact, you were on point. So now that you know about learner variability, I want you to take a moment and look at this cartoon, right? And what is this cartoon saying? Think about what we said in terms of strengths, in terms of abilities, in terms of talents, in terms of backgrounds. What do you make of this cartoon? For a fair selection, everyone has to take the same exam. Please slide that show. Okay, we got some learners on the chat as well. You may unmute as well if you like. There were also some comments on the chat box, different in ability and taste. Okay, we hear you. Noted. Different abilities and needs. Thank you for your contribution on the chat box. It is also noted. Okay, so what do you make of this cartoon? You can unmute and speak, or you can write something in the chat box. You can respond in the chat box.
I think some comments are coming in.
Yes, I can see that the monkey will climb the tree first. Right? So why is that? Why will the monkey climb the tree first? Why not any of the other animals? Aha! It is unfair treatment. Lovely. Right. Okay. The chat box is overflowing with responses.
Hi,
I
Molly.
think the picture focuses on equality with considering the importance of equity.
Molly, you can unmute yourself. Hi, Molly. Unmute yourself, Molly. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I had to mute all the participants because of the.
I got you. I got you. So the
Yeah.
point I was making with learner variability, different strengths, different abilities. If you look at this, and our participants are on point. This is an unfair selection. I think the picture focuses on equality and considering the importance of equality. I think the picture focuses on equality with considering the importance of equity. And I'm starting to see the assessment has the same bias on the learners as they have different capabilities. Some animals will be faster. Absolutely, absolutely. Just like in this cartoon, you can see the monkey has the agility to climb, while the seal has the ability to swim. So just like the animals have different strengths and different abilities, the learners in our class are no different. As you pointed out, they have different strengths, different abilities, different preferences, different backgrounds. So why do we expect all learners to learn in the same way? Why do we expect all learners to take the same exam? Why do we expect all learners to have the same assessment? So the point we are making is that we need to consider learner variability in designing our learning programs, in designing our lessons, so that it can be more impactful, it can be more meaningful, and learning really sticks, that the learner can get an ability to showcase his or her talents. So what we really need to know now is, now we know about learner variability. Now that we know learners are different, the question now becomes, how do we achieve this? How do we cater for this variability? And with that, it's over to Fatima. Fatima, over to you.
Please, can you move on to the next slide? Okay, very quickly, we are going to do a thought experiment, and you're going to see two pictures shortly. Molly, can you move the slide, please?
Yes, sure.
So you will see two pictures coming up on your screen. You are going to see two scenarios. We have scenario 1 and scenario 2. So the question is this: you are a teacher and you want to teach the impact of soil and rainfall on plants and pests. So what would you do? The question is this now. Molly, can you move on, please? So this is the question now. Would you change your teaching method if you are to teach this topic in these two scenarios? Would you change your teaching method? I would request you to put your answers in the chat box, and if you want to unmute and speak, please raise your hand. Would you change your teaching method? And Molly, you can please go back to the previous slide. I want them to see that picture again.
Okay.
Yes. So this is scenario 1. I have students in a classroom, in the 4 walls of a classroom. And the second picture, I can see students in a field. So the question is this: you want to teach this topic, impact of soil and rainfall on plants and pests. So if you were to teach this in these two different scenarios, would your teaching method change for the classroom and for the physical farmland? Would it change? Answer, you can put yes or no. I'm talking about the teaching method right now. Would it change?
You're getting some responses,
Yes,
Fatima.
I can see one response, yes. So I can see yes, 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 the teaching method will change. Yes. Okay, so what will change? Of course, it will definitely change. I can see lots of yes, 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 yes. So what would you change in this in this method right now, what would you change in your teaching? Can you mention precisely? Okay. Adonija said my delivery method would change. Someone said, if I had, my JK said, if I had access to the farm, I would physically take the students to the farm and later recap what we learned in the farm.
Yes.
Okay, so now we are talking about the teaching method right now. Someone said, okay, let me see who said this. It will definitely, okay. Motado said it will definitely change because there's a difference between the theoretical and
the practical, yeah.
The practical.
Yeah.
Okay. I can also, okay. Someone said it depends, okay, Yetunde said it depends on if a farm is available, the teaching method will change. I hope you're all reading each other's responses. And if you also want to unmute and respond to this question, feel free. Andrew said, for the classroom, I would use experiment, discussion, and virtual study. Okay. And Molemba says the methodology will change because on the farm, it will require physical teaching aids. I will use demonstration. Yes, very good. Yes, so what everybody is saying is that everybody is trying to just point out the fundamental difference between these two scenarios. It is clear for everyone to see. So we are going to move on to the next slide. Yes, everybody's saying yes, yes, yes. So moving on very quickly. So I think we have done this slide. We can move on. Yes. So this is what everybody is saying. Now, thank you once again. Okay, I can see more responses. We are going to read that later. So moving on right now, we are going to talk about the ecosystem. Just like we were all talking about the environments, there's an environment of the classroom, another environment on the field. We were all talking about this ecosystem, which is different. The resources in the ecosystem are different. And that's why the learning experience that your learners will get will also be different. So we urge you in this journey that you are taking with us to think of technology in a similar way. You know, technology becoming an ecosystem for learning, where the tools and the resources and the environments will be different, which will also have an impact on the learners you are going to have. So therefore, let's not look at technology as just a tool. For example, now running the Padlet that we used earlier, you know, it can be like a simple tool integration, but does it really mean that Padlet is digital pedagogy? You know, that's the kind of question we'll continue to ask throughout this course. So the idea of using technology as an ecosystem allows you to personalize learning. It allows you also to foster collaboration. It allows for creation of resources, you know, just as we did using the Padlets. So here, digital pedagogy goes far beyond the use of content, you know, that you see online, whether it could be a digital communication set. Digital pedagogy is far beyond this. So for instance, if you record a physical lesson in your class with your phone, after recording, you decide to push this video in your class WhatsApp group, would you call this a digital pedagogy? Does it mean we are using the ecosystem of technology to enhance learning experience in the classroom? No, you don't have to answer this question now, but we are going to move on to the next slide. We'll be answering a question shortly. Can you move on to the next slide, please, Molly?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we are going to use another tool. This time around, you are going to share your experience with the purposeful use of technology in your classroom. So the MindMeister link will be coming to your chat box soon. Molly, would you like to post the mind.
It's in the link. It's in the chat box.
Okay. So do you mind stop sharing your
sure.
Your slide? So I'm just going to go ahead to share my screen now. I'm just going to show you how to use the MindMeister link. Yes. So can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
All right. So this is how you are going to use the MindMeister link. So at the center here is my question. What are your experiences with purposeful use of technology in the classroom? So for you to answer this, you can click on this plus sign. You can add a child to it if you want to add more sections to this question. And if I want to answer this, I'm going to click on this place. This is where the first level topic is. So I'm going to fix in my entry by saying, for example, I used Padlets to allow learners introduce themselves in a fun way. I'm just going to click outside. So that is my response. So for you to add another response, you just have to, so you can also go to the next level topic. If you want to move ahead, you can see that this plus sign, you can add sibling from here. You can also, if you want to add more response here, you can also add a child. You can see immediately I clicked on that plus sign, another first level topic came at the bottom. So you can add more, siblings and guests, and you can add your responses. So just click on the MindMeister link. And if you're having trouble using this MindMeister, feel free to put it in the chat box. And so I'm just going to wait for your responses now. Okay.
Yes, I can see some people are in. Yes.
Can you see entries?
I think some people are, yeah, they just need to click on the topics. Maybe we
Okay, yes, I can see some people. So what you just have to do to use this MindMeister again is to click on the plus sign to add your entry, to add siblings. For instance, you can add a child. Once you add a child, you are going to see a space to fix in your entry. And the question once again is, what are your experiences with purposeful use of technology in the classroom? That is the question. Oh, great. I'm seeing responses now.
Yeah.
So someone said technology enhance learners' understanding, they're able to visualize things. So now let me repeat the question again. What are your experiences with the use of technology? Like, what tools have you used in your class, to enhance learning experience in your classroom? Now we are talking about the tools. So I can see I used CK12 Classroom Online to assign work to my learners. Yes, that's awesome. Okay, I use Net Support Software. Okay, wow. I'm seeing more responses now. I love using technology purposely. I use Flip to enhance group discussions and project presentations. Yes. This is great. I'm seeing lots and lots of responses now. This is awesome. And if you also want to unmute and share, if you don't want to use the MindMeister link, you can also raise your hand if you want to unmute and share your experience with using technology in the classroom. Yes, somebody said I use Terrans to send assignments to my students. Great. And if you're having troubles with signing in also, please, you can put it in the chat. Don't hesitate. If you are having troubles with this MindMeister link, please don't hesitate to let us know.
So Fatima, if I can ask a question, what is the value or the benefit of using a MindMaster?
Yes, the MindMeister link has awesome benefits, like for instance, just like the Padlet is a tool, is a mind mapping tool, number one. Then also it's a tool that you can use not only now, you can use it even when you are not in section. You can continue to share creative things even after this section. It's something that goes on and on, even after this section. People can continue to share their experience. And just like I said, it doesn't have to be real time. It is not just real time use alone. Even after the section, you can use it. That is one advantage of MindMeister link. And if anybody would like to unmute and share as well.
Yes, Fatima, I think somebody wants to speak. And somebody says, I use Google Classroom, I use Toddle to keep my students' records. So Itel said she wants to speak, so go ahead.
Okay, can you? Okay. So maybe I should stop sharing my screen.
Yeah.
Somebody wants to speak, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can also comment on each other's comments on the chat box. There's emojis on the side. If you look on the right-hand side of the comment, you'll see emojis. You can like other people's comments, which I have done.
Okay, I can see lots of somebody said I'm finding it difficult to access the MindMeister. Don't worry, we are still going to post the link to the MindMeister tool, so you can continue with it even after this section. It is not just for real-time use alone. You can continue using it, and you can also try it. No, you don't have to sign up before using MindMeister. You don't have to sign up. Once you click on the link, so I can see Class Dojo. I use somebody. Okay, somebody wants to speak. If you want to speak, please kindly raise your hand so you can unmute yourself to speak. But we are going to move on now because of time. We are going to move on to the next thing. So Anro says, I use Class Dojo for classroom management. Same for virtual class. Okay, I used to.
Sorry, Alindo says, how pleased to share. So can you just show them, okay? If you can see the screen, you can see my my mouse. You can click here on the unmute button, click here, and then you can share.
Okay, someone wants to share something?
Yes.
I don't think anybody can just share here because it's just the host and the co-host. Okay, Anne Rose, please go ahead.
I think share in terms of speaking.
Yes, that's fine. Just unmute yourself and speak, Anne Rose.
Yeah, hello.
Hi.
I hope everyone can hear me. My name is Anne Rose from Kenya.
Okay.
So my experience is I use Class Dojo for my classroom management so that the learners can be quiet. And then sometimes I use the Teams for virtual classroom meetings with parents and also teaching my lessons, especially when I'm out of the school. And then I also use Kahoot for assessment at the end of my lesson. And then other times I use the Teams, Microsoft Teams, not Teams, but Forms to create the online elections in the school because of the large number of learners, and it's fast.
Oh, great. Thanks so much, Anne Rose. Thanks so much. Thank you so much for that, for sharing that. So now we are moving on to the next thing. We are going to take a poll, but before we take this poll, we have talked about how technology acts like ecosystem. Before that, we talked about learners' variability, and we have also looked at some tools. So though it might be like we started this opening section with threats, which is true, but it's a deliberate design. The idea is to cause as much confusion as we can so that you go back to the course and try to make sense of all we are trying to bring to you in this section. So with that, we are going to launch a poll now, and a mental link will be coming to your chat box soon. All you just have to do is to just click on it, and select a response. Just answer the question. So Molly, can you help us?
Yeah, it's in the chat box.
All right. So please go to your chat box and click on that mental link. You are going to see a question. All you just have to do is to select one response to the question.
I'll stop sharing now.
Yes, okay, that's fine, Molly. You can stop sharing. So I'm just going back to my mental. Okay, the results are coming in. Oh my God. If you're having difficulty accessing okay, I think there's a code as well for this Menti.
Yeah, I put it.
Okay,
yeah.
is the code there?
I don't have a code for you.
Okay, let me see if I think the Menti has a code. Let me just.
Yeah, you'll see it on the top there.
Let me just copy and paste this as well. So if you can't access the link, you can also use the code to join.
Yeah.
So you just go to menti.com.
I've put it in the chat.
All right, thank you. Just go to menti.com, that's MENTI, or use the link. Yeah. So if you want to use the code, so you use the code through, but you have to go to menti.com first, or you just click on the link. But let me just see the results. Oh my God.
What are you seeing?
I
I'm
think
very
I'm going
excited.
to
Show me.
Okay, I'm going to present the results now. Let me just share my screen from here. I'm just going to present it. Can you see the results? Can you see that? 22 participants says, at least more people say they are different. 6 people said no, they are the same. And just 4 people said they are not sure. Molly, do you have anything to say to these results we are seeing? You're muted, Molly.
I think we have an excellent cohort of teachers that really do know their stuff. So they need very little explanation from us. No other, but we've got 7 people saying no, they are the same. And 5 not sure. So I think we need to address the no, they are the same. And Redmi, how can we help you? You say you think you are lost. It doesn't matter. You can look at the screen now, so you will see the results, and you can answer it for yourself on the chat
Somebody
box.
said it's lost. Okay, all you just have to do is to click on the mental link to answer the question. Malik, do you mind sharing that link once again for those that may be just joining?
Okay.
So you are supposed to just click on this link and answer this question. Okay, so we have more people now saying yes, they are different. So I guess we'll just move on from here. So a lot of learning still needs to be done here. But for now, we are going to move on to the next thing. Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now, Molly. So let's move on to the next slide. I think we are going to talk more about digital pedagogy now.
Yeah. So it's very, very interesting. It's good. It's good that some people said, yes, they are the same thing. Many people saying, lots of people saying that they are different. So this is what we are trying to unpack, what to expect in the Digital Educator course. It is, of course, digital pedagogy. And as we said, it's a term, it's a concept, not a term. And perhaps sometimes we need to understand what digital pedagogy is not in terms of understanding what it really is. But remember, we spoke about learner variability, and then we speak about where is the place for learner variability in digital pedagogy. And then you will see SEL, which Fatima spoke about earlier on, social emotional learning. So what place does social emotional learning have in digital pedagogy? Well, you might be interested to know that social emotional learning is an integral part. It is embedded in digital pedagogy. And this is based on our latest research in terms of neuroscience. It's based on our latest research in terms of cognitive science as well, which tells us that social emotional learning is a very critical component of learning itself. And you're going to understand why it is embedded by looking at the slide here. So, social emotional competencies are being increasingly encouraged and have shown significant promise in various areas of education and in personal development and in conflict scenarios. At this point, I want us to understand how important just not only pedagogy, but social emotional learning as well. And at this point, I would strongly encourage you to do the social emotional learning course, which is different from the Digital Educator course. Secondly, available evidence reveals that integrating social emotional competencies measures into the classroom improves student well-being. It also improves teacher well-being. But what you might find very interesting is that it improves the academic performance of not only teachers, but of students as well. How cool is that? Isn't that exciting? Also, positive attitude towards themselves. They feel safe to experiment with new things. So as you can see, the research suggests, as you can see on the left, that we need to integrate well-being into the whole learning experience. They are not separate from each other. They are embedded and integrated. So that is the importance. And also, neuroscience research shows that the human brain is plastic. Wow. It has the ability to change throughout life. Now, isn't that fascinating? We thought that the human brain only changed during formative years, and it stopped at the moment. Well, all that has changed. And what happens is that when we learn new things, there's a formation of new brain connections. And this new brain connections is called neuroplasticity. And this is formed how? When you give your learners instruction, when they learn new things, they start to form new connections in the brain. This is really fascinating. Now you know why I want to pursue a career in neuroscience, Fatima. And
Yes,
also,
I know.
when learners get to practice, this also starts to create new brain connections. So now you can see why this is so powerful, why we need to take learner variability, why we need to consider digital pedagogy, why we need to integrate social emotional learning for that, which Fatima said right at the very beginning, for that whole brain experience. So that is extremely, extremely powerful. And I'm hoping that now you can understand why this is so important in the learning process, for learning to be impactful, for learning to be meaningful. So moving on, Fatima will explain exactly why we need the whole brain approach. Fatima, over to you.
Yes, thank you very much, Molly, for explaining that neuroplasticity. So the Digital Educator course now is a course that promotes all brain approach. And the idea is that we use all the parts of our brain in learning. So that means the learning experience needs to be inquiry-based. It also needs to be relational, which is the social and emotional aspect of learning. It needs to be multimodal, and it needs to be experiential. So in this section, we have tried to use the whole brain approach in bringing a learning experience to you using different ways of engagement. For instance, using the Padlets, the MindMeister, and also the mental link. We are trying to engage you in different ways. So moving on to the next slide now, Molly. So we are going to look at the three principles of UDL very briefly, and the concept of UDL is actually from neuroscience, and based on a research done by Center for Applied Special Technology. You see, it was discovered that during a learning process, 3 broad networks of the brain are activated, as you can see in this image. So looking at the first principle of UDL now, which is the why of learning. So if you look at the why of learning, you will see a green color, a green area being highlighted. So before I start engaging with any content at all, this area of my brain must be activated. And this principle also talks about introducing learners to multiple means of engagement, because there cannot just be one way or just one activity that will engage all the different kinds of learners we have. So the second UDL principle talks about the what of learning. And if you also look at that purple color, you will see that that area is activated, meaning this area will be activated anytime you collect information and make sense of a content that is presented to you. And this principle also talks about providing multiple means of representation, since all learners are different as well. There cannot just be one way, of representing a concept for everyone. And that's why when you start your course on Framer Space, you are going to see different content, some in text, some in pictures, some in videos as well. So, and the third principle, which is the how of learning, you will see there is an area of that place that is also activated. So, okay, how do I learn this concept? So once this area of your brain is activated, you'll be able to perform a given task and follow through to the end. You follow through all the steps you need to learn that concept. And what does this principle talk about? It also talks about providing multiple means of action and expression. What do I mean by this? Because once you understand a concept, there cannot just be one way, just one format or one medium for all kinds of, in which all learners will like to express what they know. So all these things are connected to learners' variability, right? So, which means all learners by default have different ways of activating their brains to learn. So all these are the main pillars of UDL, which is embedded in neuroscience. And you will see UDL as a concept being heavily discussed in this course. And also in the next live section, we'll dive deeper into this UDL. But for now, we are going to stop here. So moving on to the next slide now. So very quickly now, we are going to look at digital pedagogy again. So what does digital pedagogy really entail? So the summary of all we have been saying is this: digital pedagogy presents information in multiple ways, not just one way, and you're going to see an example of that shortly. It also offers multiple strategies to engage learners, to motivate them. And what else does it do? The last thing it does is that it enables learners to use the learning environment and express what they know. So at this point, I would like to stop here. Molly, please move on to the next slide. You are going to see a pictorial example, a pictorial difference between what digital pedagogy is and just a normal resource. So if you look at the screen, you are going to see an example of a digital resource by your left. Yes, by your left hand side, you will see just a line of text which shows an abstract and introduction. But on your right hand side, you will see a pictorial example of a digital pedagogy. You are going to see different kinds of learning designs all embedded into one place. For instance, I can see text-based tools, I can see image-based tools, I can see coding tools, different assessment tools, I can see social networking tools, I can see data analysis tools, I can see web conferencing tools, and I can see a palette here. There's also 3D models. So many of these things are all embedded into one, learning resource. And that is what digital pedagogy is. It is, you can see the difference now between a digital resource or a digital content and digital pedagogy. So this is just a pictorial difference. So moving on quickly now, Molly. So the Digital Educator course. So the course is a 12-hour course that you are going to take. It's a learning journey for teachers, and you can, as you can see, this course map shows all the divisions of all the quests. We have quest 0, quest 1, quest 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if you have any question, please feel free to pack your questions. You can't see them. What can't you see, Adonija?
Yeah, maybe we can ask them, what do they think we focused on today?
Okay, yes, because we are already rounding up this section. So today, now, if you look at this quest, if you look at the course map, I have quest 0, which is introduction. I have quest 1, which is understanding digital pedagogy. Then quest 2, which is designing learning experience. Okay, he said, okay, Adonija says we can't see them, the past slide. Okay, Adonija said he could not see the last slide. Molly, do you want to show them the previous slide again?
Oh, I see.
Okay, so you may not be able to see, so you don't have to see what I'm saying. But let me just explain this picture once again. So on your left, you will see a digital resource, which is just a line of text, a written text. It could be about 400 words. So it's like, for instance, I'm presenting a lesson to you in your class, and I just open a book and I start reading, okay, this is the abstract of this course. And after that, I'll read the introduction to you. That is a digital resource. But for a digital pedagogy, that is, the digital pedagogy now consists of so many things embedded into one, meaning that I'm going to use different tools to teach you. The digital resource used only one tool, which is just a line of text message or a line of a written notes. But from the digital pedagogy, I'm going to use so many things to engage you in a learning experience. Both of them will give you a learning experience, but one is far, far better than the other one. So if I'm using a digital pedagogy to teach you now, that means I'm going to use different tools to teach you in a classroom. For instance, I can decide to use a video tool. Maybe I can start my introductory section with a video tool. Okay, hi everyone, hi students, I want you to watch this video as we start this section. And after watching the video, then I'm going to give them a line of tests tools, like I'm going to present a test to them. And after that, I can decide again to give them a Menti link. Okay, I want you to answer this question just like we did in this live section. Then after a while, I can decide to use a social networking tool again. Still in the same lesson, in only one lesson, I'm using different tools to deliver a lecture. But for ordinary digital resource, I'm only using one line of text to deliver a lecture or a class. Is that clear now? So moving on now. Thank you very much, Pat. He said he now understands the explanation better. So this is the course map now. So we have quest 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So today, if you would like to answer this question, just put it in the chat box. Area, and just this person. So which area have we talked about in today's section? Which of the quests? Thank you, Caroline. Which area have we talked about today? We have quests 0, 1, 2. Quest 0 is introduction, then quest 1 is understanding digital pedagogy, which talks about learners' variability, digital pedagogy. Then you have your assessment. Quest 2 talks about universal design for learning. Yeah, somebody said 2. Yes, that means you're only, but it's not just 2.
Yeah.
Abdikader says quest 1. Someone said quest. Adenike says quest 0 and 1. Yeah, that's correct. So we have actually done quest 0, 1, 2 today in this lesson. So in the next section will also be 6 p.m. West African Central Time. We are going to look at quest 3, 4, 5. But in your learning journey now on famous page, so you're expected, to go through all these trainings. So if you have not started yet, I will advise you to start immediately. Do your introduction, do quest 1, which is understanding digital pedagogy. Quest 2 is designer learning experience. Quest 3 is navigating the digital space. You are going to see digital citizenship. You are going to see your digital identity. You are going to learn how to stay secure online. Then you move to quest 4, which is teaching and learning in hybrid settings. What is even hybrid? What is a hybrid setting? Then you are going to try to decode hybrid. You are going to see case scenarios. You are going to see how UDL is used in hybrid settings. Then the last quest, which is quest 5, is empowerment using assessments. You are going to rethink assessments. Then you're also going to manage stress and anxiety. So this is the part I love most. Then you're going to do an assessment. So at the end of quest 5, after answering all your questions, at least you should be able to answer like 70% of your questions correctly. Then you just click on mark as on and evaluate your certificate. So Molly, quickly move to the next slide, I think. Yes. We are rounding up already.
Yeah, we are starting to round up. And wow, that was a lot of information, Fatima, that we have presented to our participants. And as we said, social emotional learning is such an integral part of the whole experience. So we would like to do a check-in. And before we do a check-in, we would want you to pause, sit up straight, take a few deep breaths. Then Fatima is going to put a link on the chat, and I want you to tell us how you are feeling. And Fatima did say that the intention was to make you as confused as possible, so that you go to famous space and then you start to unpack the real learning that's going to happen. And also we helped to demystify some of the learning today as well in terms of the course. So I'm going to stop sharing. And Fatima, you've got the link on the chat, am I right?
Yes, it's there already.
Okay, so they can carry on putting their thoughts, and then I will share my side just now. Just give them a moment.
All right, that's fine. Okay, let me respond to this as well. If you are finding it difficult to access the mentee, please let us know. So is it that you click on the link or you use the code to access it? Are you seeing responses? Of course, it is possible. If you are using a mobile phone, it is possible. Okay, somebody is asking a question. It is possible.
Sorry?
Somebody is asking a question that is it not possible to use all these tools on our handsets? It is possible.
It's not, yeah, I can't say it's easy. It's not very easy to do that.
Okay. So it works well. It works best. Are you seeing the results?
Me, I want people to start putting in their comments.
Are you seeing results now, Molly? Okay,
Yeah, I'm
somebody is
starting to see.
asking me to resend the link. That's the code. I'm going to resend the link now. Link is coming shortly. Okay. That's the link.
Yeah, I'm starting to see some lovely responses.
Oh, great. That's awesome. Okay, do you want to share the results with us?
There you have it. Feeling good, great,
Oh,
happy, fantastic. Wow, isn't that cool?
this is awesome.
This is awesome.
Wow,
So
I need to
so
take a
the
picture of
the
this.
words at the center, the great, the happy, and good. It's in big font, meaning that that's quite a few of people's responses. So that's why they have been said many times. So that is why you will get them in a big font.
Yeah.
Happy,
Okay.
great, and good, excited. Aren't you getting excited? Hala, la, hala, from everybody.
Okay, so moving on now, Molly, because we have just a few minutes left
Okay, I'm
to
going to
round
stop
up
sharing,
this
and people can
section.
continue as well.
Yes, please, if you want to unmute yourself and speak, feel free.
Yeah,
We are already rounding up this section.
yeah.
So, closing reflection now, please use the chat box to, or you can raise your hand to unmute your mic and speak. Let us know how you feel. What is your takeaway from today's section? What is your takeaway from today's section? Samuel says it's feeling great, enjoying the moment. That's awesome.
Brilliant.
So let us know, what is your key takeaway from this section as we round up? Okay, Oladele wants to speak. Oladele, please unmute yourself and speak.
We got to respond learner variability and digital pedagogy.
Oh,
and if you look in the
great,
chat box, you will
Caroline.
see I
Okay.
gave it. Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Thank you so much for this session. I'm so fortunate for coming across this session. It's a very, very good exposure to us, especially those of us in the educational sector where we are just still coming up to learn more about the digital world. We are thinking that we've arrived, but I can see from here that I've not even started. I've gotten some other things that can help me, so some tools that can help me as an administrator. Indeed, I've been in the classroom for some years, but now I'm an administrator, and it has exposed me to those things that I can teach my teachers, I can expose them to make learning a fun in the classroom, learning so meaningful to our students. Thank you so much. And I know that in this journey, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Oladele. In fact, you have
Yeah.
not seen the excitement yet. Please, guys, don't miss next week. Next week is going to be awesome. We are going to see much more. Thank you so much for the response. So quickly moving on, Molly, let's move on to the next slide so we can round up before the time. So we are going to
It's
show
pretty fast now. We still got 10 minutes.
10 minutes, but you know, we started early.
Okay, right.
So, okay, so I am just going to show you how to enroll. So this is the task for the week. Now, you're supposed to enroll in the Digital Educator course on Space. You're supposed to complete Quest 0, 1, and 2 before the next live section, which is next week. So, next slide, please, Molly. So I'm just going to show you, okay, these are the platforms used in this learning journey. We are using Zoom, Space, and WhatsApp. Then moving on to the next slide. So for you to be able to get your certificates, you must be able to complete all the 5 quests. And we have formative assessments and summative assessments. You're supposed to respond correctly to at least 70% to all the questions. Then multiple attempts are allowed. For instance, if you are not able to answer a question correctly, you can attempt it multiple times until you get it right. Then also remember to mark as done immediately you finish any quest you are in, and click on the save button. Look out for the orange themed box as well. I think the orange themed box contains the compulsory questions that are mandatory, you must attend to them. You are going to see them, their colors are slightly different. So moving on to the next slide now. Questions and answer section. Before I show you a demo on Framerspace, if you have questions, please put it in your chat box. I'm just going to show a quick demo on how to register on Framerspace. Questions and answer, feel free. If you also want to unmute yourself to speak, to ask the questions, feel free. So while we wait for your question, I'm going to quickly show you a Framerspace demo login and the course overview. So I'm going to share my screen. Thank you, Molly. So let me just share my screen now on the Framerspace.
And I'll be looking out on the chat for responses.
All right.
Once again, please read other people's responses. I'm going around reading, giving thumbs ups as well. So important to do that.
Can you see my screen, Molly?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I'm going to try to log in now. Okay, I'm going to sign up. So you are going to see how I'm going to sign up. Yes. So now immediately I clicked on, let me cancel that. So if you are joining for the first time, you will see login. That you can only log in if you have registered before. But if you have not registered before, you click on this yellow button, which is the sign up. Then you will see a pop-up page like this. You can see hello. So you enter your age, enter your password. So let me just start with this. Let me write this. Enter your password, and it's better to show your password so you don't forget it. I'm just using this as an example. So click on show your password so that you can keep it somewhere, and enter your email. It's very important for you to provide your email so that in case you forget your password or your user ID, you will be able to recover it. But for this demo, I'm not using my email because my email has been used already. So just come here to select your country. Let me just select Angola, for example. Then you select your states. Let me select Bengal. Then you go ahead to write the name of your school or your institution. So let me just put community, Lagos Community School, just as an example. And after that, click on agree. Then the next thing is to click on sign up. Remember, I did not put any email there because my email is already registered, but make sure your email is there. So you click on sign up. Okay, they said the password should contain minimum of 8 characters. So I'm just going to go ahead to add more figures there. RITE 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the minimum. Okay, so I'll click on sign up now. So you should be able to go. Okay, so you can see that it has accepted that. Let me close this for now. So this is one thing I want you to, because so many people queried me for this area. You can see that I have been given a unique ID, which does not contain my name. You see MERE, which is Mare, Airwig, Lavender, Claire. This is my unique ID, and this is what I will always use to sign in. Then you can copy it by clicking on this blue line. You can see the unique ID has been copied successfully, and you can see a box. Okay, that box has gone. That box was asking me about to enter my email again so that I don't forget. So you can see now I am in Framerspace now, and you can see hello Claire. Claire is not my name, remember, but this is the unique ID that I've been given, but I can still change it. I will show you how to change. If you don't want the system to address you as Claire, I'll show you how to do that. So now I'll click on, I can say enrolled. I have not enrolled in any course, so nothing will show here. I can see completed, nothing will show there because I've not completed any course. Then featured now. So from featured, you're just going to scroll down. I'm seeing K-12 learners, youth 18 plus teachers, but because I'm a teacher, I'm going to click on teachers now. So many of you, many people went to, they went to this place. No, you are not supposed to come to this word rescue. So just click on teachers. Then you are going to search for your course now. So your course is not this particular one, the Digital Educator English. This is also part of our courses, but this is a long course. So the course we are advertising to you is a Digital Educator. So you are just going to scroll down to the bottom of the page. Yes, this is a course, the Digital Educator, a primer. So I'm just going to click on it. So you can see that the enroll button has come up. I'm going to click on enroll now. You can see that I have self-directed cohort and a facilitated cohort. So I'll just come to this place and enter my code. The code for the facilitated cohort, which is FODIGIPED 2024. So I'm going to click on enroll. I hope I got that. Yes. So you can see this green button, you are successfully enrolled in the cohorts. So now I am in the course. I can see a survey form already. I'm just going to scroll down. So I'm going back to the top of the page now. So anytime you want to go back, if you are lost and you want to go back, to where your course content begins, this is how you navigate your course. You are going to see 3 lines by the left. So just click on the 3 lines. You are going to see how to navigate. You can see quest 0, quest 1, part 1, so quest 2, and the rest down. So if you also want to go back to the top, you can click. Look, I don't know if you can see this Framer Space logo here. You can also use this to always go back anytime you want to go back. You can see it has taken me back to the enrolled course. And now look at my course. So you just come back here to resume your course. So if you have a case whereby you wrongly entered your code, or maybe you are not even in any facilitated code, you can come to these 3 dots here. Can you see that 3 dots, Molly? So I'm just going to click on it. I'm going to click on this and switch my cohorts. In case if you did not enter your code, I don't know why that is not coming up. Okay, let me try this. Okay, so this is it now. So this is a case whereby you enter maybe you did not enter any code at all, or you are in the wrong place, or you enter the wrong. So this is how you can switch your cohorts. So you can just come here, then you click on the correct code. So then lastly, I'll go to the course. I'm still going to show you how to change your name if you want to change your name. Though even at the end, even if you don't change your name, at the end of the course, you will have to enter the name, your full name, how you want it to be listed in your certificate. So it is really not a big problem. But if you want to change your name, you can go to profile here. You can come here to update your account. Once you click on update account, you will be able to change your name. That's if you don't like the name, the user ID Framer Space gave you. So this is quests. This is, I'm in the course already. Let me just scroll down. You will see some questions here. How does working with technology make you feel? Just pick an answer and always make sure to save your answers. Save, and you can see that it has now changed to update. Anytime you save, you are going to see that yellow button will change to update. Then keep scrolling down. So this is quest 0 now. I'm going to click on introduction. You go down to introduction, you answer all the questions. Then at the bottom of the page, make sure you click on mark as done. Always click on mark as done anytime you finish a quest. Always click on mark as done. And if it does not allow you to click on mark as done, it's possible there's an incorrect answer somewhere. You have to go back to go and check, okay, what did I not do correctly? Is there Did I answer any question wrongly? So you just click on that. So if I want to go to the next quest, I'll just come back to this course navigation, the 3 dots. So I can go to my next quest from there. This is quest 1, understanding digital pedagogy. This is quest 2, UDL. So everything you need is here. So you just keep scrolling down to the end as well and answer all the compulsory questions. Please, if you have questions that you want to ask in this, especially in this parts, please feel free to ask. Let me see. If you have any question on how to log in on Framer Space, please let us know now. The quests are on Framer Space. Yes, right. The quests are on Framer Space. Will the assessment be after the Zoom class for quest 0 to 5, or you can start? You can start the assessments now, please. Abolari, just go ahead to start the assessments now. You don't have to wait. Please go ahead right now. So somebody said, Samuel said, is it necessary to watch the video before answering the questions? Yes, some of those questions, if you don't watch the video, you may not be able to answer the questions. But for some, I understand that some videos were not visible in Quest 0. Yeah, the Quest 0. Some videos, don't worry about that. The IT guys are working on that. But there are some questions that are there that if you don't watch the video, you may not be able to answer the question. So some of the videos are absolutely necessary. Should I answer all the 5 quests? Will it be a crime? You can answer. How about you can answer, you can do everything at once. If you have the time, if you have that 12-hour stretch, you can go ahead and answer everything at once. And once you get it right, you can still go ahead, and get your certificates. But make sure you don't miss the next, even if you're able to finish your course, try not to miss the next live section. Try not to miss that. So Molly, do you have anything to say? Is there any question you saw that needs attention?
No, thank you for that,
Round
Fatima. That was beautiful and very well explained. And I'm sure our participants now have a very clear understanding of what to expect on Framer Space. Yes, there are lots of questions as well, and I'm trying my best to answer them. And also they can put their questions onto the chat box as well. And yes, we want to encourage them to attend the next live session because it's part of the whole experience of acquiring the certificate. It just strengthens the whole learning experience and helps to clarify any doubts that they may have. But our participants have been really great. I want to really thank them. Halala to them. You can unmute and say halala. We really love that. Thank you, Fatima. You did a great job.
I think our time is fast spent already. We are like 4 minutes behind time. So we are going to round up.
Yes.
We are rounding up the section. So if we are still, even when we end this section, if you have more questions, please go back to the WhatsApp group. If you are not already in that WhatsApp group, you need to be there. Our next section is next week, Friday as well. The same time, the same time, 6 p.m. West African time. So please make sure you don't miss us. And make sure you try to engage with your course now. Don't wait till the last minute because we have a timeline. We have just 2 weeks. I think by 2nd of February, everyone should have generated their certificates. Please.
Yes, we're looking forward to see who's going to be the first one, Fatima.
So I think we are through with this section. Okay, yes. Somebody just asked, please, how can we join the WhatsApp group? I sent a mail to everyone. Wow, I sent the link to join the WhatsApp group to everyone. So maybe I should just post it here as well in the chat box. But I think we can stop the recording now. The section has ended. So feel free to go. Let me just stop the recording here. We are done. Thanks everyone for your active participation. I'm still going to answer your question, but
yeah.
I'm going to stop the recording now.